So today's lesson is I'm going to be implementing a new piece of technology in my whole group lesson in reading. So the standards that we are going to use is compare and contrast first and third person point of view and determine how an author's choice of point of view influences the content and meaning of the text. So our learning targets at the end would be that you can compare the first and third person point of view and determine how the author's choice of point of view influences the content and meaning of the passage. I went into Nearpod, which I have been kind of playing around with but have actually never used until today. And I have found that you can make folders for any videos that you would like to use. So I used a point of view to tie into my lesson, and I went back and forth on making my own or using one that was already on here. And I decided to use one that was already implemented, as it was a perfect example of how I would teach normally, and it would give me whole group results of what they know. So for instance, I can have live participation, which is whole group, and then student pace if this was for a lesson. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to start a new session. And then as the class would join, this would be the code. They would join so I could see all their answers when they're writing it. So I am looking at materials and preparation. This is for the teacher, and it explains how the students should pair up and also what materials they may need. Guiding question, this would be how does the storyteller shape the story? And by the end of the lesson, this is their objectives. And then let's get started. This would be where the students fill out the pronouns, and I would automatically know if they could figure out first and third by pronouns use only, and they would be able to use the little pen to fill it out. And then I would explain what a narrator is, just to remind them, and kind of a common mistake that students use. And then today's lesson. And then this would be my I do part. I would read the passage to them, and then we would identify the point of view. I would ask the question, why did the author make this choice? And reviewing the steps, which I think is perfect for the I do portion. We would have we do, let's try together. This would be analyzing the point of view. So they would work together as a class. This would be, I would read the Reformation of Jimmy Valentine to the students. And then as soon as it comes up, it is like a post-it note, and they would have to write, how does the point of view shape the story? And they're going to type their answers into here, and then they're going to pop up on the corkboard. So for instance, I would say, gives us how they feel. Click on it, and then it would go up here and it would give us what they said and the name, which would help me to figure out how much they understand. Why did the author make this choice for the narrator? And then this would be the we do. They would practice in pairs with their neighbor to their left. Same thing, you click on the link, a droll foxtrot, they would read it, and then they would explain who is telling the story, how do you think this shapes the rest of the story, why do you think the author chose this point of view, and discuss it with your partner, and then they would write their answers. And then this could be, instead of I do, we do, this could be their independent work also, and then that would help me understand exactly what they can do by themselves. And then a reflection is, how does the storyteller shape the story? And then how do you feel about it? Red means stop, means they don't understand. Green means go. And I would hope the majority of my students is on green at this point of the lesson. And then I would be able to see their lesson. I feel like Nearpod would be a perfect example of technology to use in whole group or as independent work.